So that is, I used it on my skin and it's super high in vitamin C, but I'm not wearing makeup right now, but that really helps your skin glow. And if you eat it, most people who eat it, their mouth tends to get really dry. That's actually because it's very high in something called tannins, a polyphenol that is one of the most potent antioxidants that you can take. So it's persimmon season. If you can't find these fruits, a lot of times you can find them at your local farmer's market or any Asian health food store will have a lot of these different varieties of fruits. They will also have winter cabbage, not winter cabbage, the is it called snow cabbage? Not the round cabbage. What's cabbage? Is it snow cabbage, white cabbage, winter cabbage? I forgot. That's one of the healthiest cabbages you can eat, but there's a name. I forget. Is it winter cabbage or snow cabbage? Napa. Okay, yeah, Napa cat. So that is super, super healthy. And all you would want to do is buy it and chop it up and add it to like a soup or a stir fry or cook it down. Wonderful and soup bases, but really great for stir fry. Add some onions, some sesame seeds, some chicken, some carrots. Boom. There you have a great meal. And you have about 3 vegetables. You got your onions, your carrots, your cabbage. The more the merrier. Today I'm going to post my, today I do in the morning, I make a medley of vegetables. So I just add in what I have. Usually it's carrots, an onion, a cabbage. If I have that Napa, I chop them up and I just kind of lightly steam it. I drink that water because that's kind of where a lot of the nutrients will also be. And then I have that with my morning eggs, or I have that with beans or some protein. But this one, having a side of medley vegetables is really, really healthy. And only days in the fridge starts to get a little iffy. So if you want to do big batches in your crock pot, then you can just freeze it in the freezer. Have you ever had yellow dragon fruit? Yes, I have. I love it. It's delicious. I try to eat seasonal. I am in a country where most things are seasonal, but right now it's fall. So one thing you can do to support your gut is just get some apples. Organic is always best. Apples are on the dirty dozen list. So what does that mean? The dirty dozen list basically means that the skin is more absorbent of the pesticides that they spray. Even organic will have some pesticides, but not as many. So certain things that are on the dirty dozen list, you want to buy organic. So that would be grapes, strawberries, apple is on there, a few cherries, I think peaches, but anything like root vegetables, you don't really have to get organic if you can't afford to. So onions, potatoes, carrots, cabbage, these ones grow in the soil and they will actually be a little more nutrient dense. Oh, we're turning on the light. Oh, it's so bright, Eltop. For your well, I am well. That light really bad for your hormones because right now it's nighttime where I am, and we have light receptors in our brain that signal to your pineal gland. Your pineal gland helps put out certain hormones. It's connected to your endocrine system, which is connected to your thyroid, which is connected to all the other hormones. So your light environment plays a huge role. So basically, right now it's nighttime. It's almost 9:30. This bright light is signaling to my brain that, hey, is it bright morning? So let me just keep putting out cortisol, which is your morning hormone. You do want cortisol in the morning. It gets you going. What you don't want is cortisol at night. You want your body to make melatonin, also known as the dark hormone. So a lot of times we go like, oh, how do we balance our hormones? The reality is you need to get in sync with nature. You need to get in sync with nature, and that starts with connecting to the sunlight in the morning. At nighttime, there's a blue light on your phone. There's a setting to set it to nighttime, so that phone light doesn't stimulate, again, your iris, but if you want, or just circadian rhythm, your biological clock. I always try to, when I'm retaining information, I try to break it down into layman's terms so I can better understand it. But there's always going to be a great scientist talking about it on TED Talks. I think TED Talks are always easier to follow. Love you, Mary John. Thank you, Mary Jane. Mary John. Thank you.
Who said that?
That's on the other platform. Yeah. What is everybody's plan for today? Is that like the yellow light? Okay, that's a little bit better.
Yeah.
That's a little bit better. So I've been brushing my gums to stimulate your gums. It's which makes sense. They help release stem cells, but they're very sore, which I think it's good. I do know when you have gum disease, they do scaling, which they turn back your gums to help them regrow. They injure them to regrow. So gently brushing your gums, and I do it with a coconut oil and xylitol, basically helps stimulate them. I learned this from Dr. Ella. She's on here. She's wonderful because a lot of what she teaches is what my mentors taught. So I align with it. I believe it. Xylitol is great. Not getting root canals is the best option to do that. Your teeth can regenerate. I know for a fact that my teeth get cavities, and that's no longer an issue. But they're very kind of sore, and I think it's just like building a muscle over time. Hopefully they will not be so sore. Did you know that you should be brushing your gums?
Brush them? Actually, when I started doing miswak, and I told the guy, so he was like, "Oh, you can
Okay,
just
do you
that."
guys want to see my husband? Would you guys like to see my husband? He's always in the background. Give me a yes if you'd like to see my husband. I feel like you guys don't ever really see him, but give me a yes. You're like the vampire. No, not the
The
vampire.
vampire?
What's a thing that's kind of there but you can't see? A ghost?
Mm-hmm.
You had dragon fruit is wonderful. Okay, this is him.
The ghost.
Come, wait.
Okay.
So my husband's very, very soft, and his way of showing love by doing. Of course, for women, most men think that it starts just in the bedroom. For women, it starts outside of the bedroom. It's how he shows up for us, how he is helping us, where we feel supported emotionally, physically, mentally. And yes, it took me many to find to where he talks, because he knows a lot about many male
What?
friends. I don't think he has many male friends.
It's just every man
He's
wants.
always gravitated towards women. He enjoys women's company. He enjoys talking to women. He's just not a guy's guy. He's more of a women's person. So I was thinking,
And I'm very happy that she's cool with that.
I'm very confident in myself. It's never bothered me. He has a lot of beautiful, very, very intelligent, powerful. There's women on here, I'm sure, I don't even want to say huge accounts he's friends with. It's never bothered me because I trust him and I'm very confident in myself. But would you guys like us to have a page where we just kind of, ask about what, because I see all these pages about women being like, this is what men like, this is how you have to act. But I do believe there is some truth to it. If a man doesn't want to provide for you, provide doesn't even have to be financially. I know today, but providing can be showing up for you. That there is some sort of resentment there. There is some sort, and it goes two ways. It goes two ways. Yes, we also have to be respectful and kind, but it's hard for us when we are being ignored, or we're not being listened to, or nobody's checking in with us. So would you like a channel where we can just kind of ask a male who's his whole life has had female friends. He's never really been a guy's guy. Yes or no? Actually, we were friends. We were friends for 2 years before we met in person. We would talk on the phone every day. He became my comfort zone. Um, so this morning, I went, I had a page. I do this once every couple years, and I want you to do this. Please, please, please do this. One day when you're feeling good after you've done your grounding, maybe after you've taken your Shilajit, you feel one with God and nature. I want you to sit down. I want you to sit down, write the date. You're lagging quite bad.
Oh.
Is
Oh,
this
wait, I have it.
Okay, 1 second.
You just continue. We're just...
I want you to sit down and write the date, and I want you to write everything you want to manifest. I want you to write everything you want to manifest, okay?
Not lagging here. Oh wait, are you...
What?
Is it on?
Tour guard? Yeah.
Okay, we don't need it.
Okay. I want you to write everything you want to manifest. So I found my paper, I save it. It's just one piece of paper. I don't do this daily. I do it once in a blue moon. There's something, and I remember the day I did this. We miss you. I have a new Instagram account up.
Actually, let me do something about this.
The gram account, so please, it's the same. If you type in, you should find me. I didn't use the old username, so I just put .22, but I can't say afterwards if you guys could give it some love. But I sat down, I remember this morning, I have the date, it was December 2nd, 2020. I had not met him. I met him in June of 2020. And I had written down, I would love somebody that will accept me and let me be who I truly am. Accept me for who I am and not try to change me. Because I guess my whole life I had people who would tell me what to do, like those types. And I said, I want a true soulmate connection, a deep spiritual connection. I also wrote down other things that are sacred to me. 9 out of the 10 things that I wrote down came true. And how does that happen? You just write it down and you just keep showing up for yourself. So I'm going to teach you a trick right now, okay? Of course, everything, trust in God, and you have to show up for yourself first. And when you fill your own tank, you can fill other tanks, and that's how it just works. And how do you fill your tank? Connecting to nature. Remember, no phone in the morning, getting the sunlight, maybe taking a walk. If that means parking further, taking those steps, checking in with yourself. How do you feel? Nurturing your body with the right foods, maybe taking the right supplements. Going to bed a little bit earlier, not having a little bit more discipline over your habits, your choices. Of course, that comes with energy. But today, you're going to go out and you're going to see yellow flowers. You're going to go out and you're going to see yellow flowers. And every time you see a yellow flower, you just know that that was something that you manifested. I told you were going to see yellow flowers. When we try to manifest, whether it be love or abundance, money, job, we're coming from a place of lack, right? The reason why we're going to see so many yellow flowers today is because we really don't care about yellow flowers. It's, if we see them, great. If we don't, it doesn't do much for our life. We're not like, oh my God, I need to see yellow flowers. I need to see yellow flowers. No, love, you can't be in here. Yeah. So the same thing, you have to detach from the outcome. You just have to show up and know that as long as you're showing up from yourself, you're filling your own tank, you're trusting God, the rest, the doors will open. I'm telling you, when I wrote that, I did not have a social media account. I did not meet my husband. All I knew was every morning I would get up, I would take a walk, I would get in my sauna, I would try to cook my nurturing meals. I would take those meals to work. I took all my pain and I turned it inward. I would take my Shilajit, I would take my minerals. At the time I was doing cleanses to get rid of the worms, whatever. I was doing whatever I could to get physically healthy, which helps you get emotionally healthy. And I took all my pain and I just turned it inward. And all of a sudden, doors just opened. I wasn't seeking, I didn't know, I wasn't like, I need love. I would pray to God, like, if that is what you think is in my highest good, then open it. But whatever it is, I need you to open the doors that will help become the best version of myself. And you leave the rest up to source, God, the universe, whatever you want to try to believe in, okay? That made me, like, it gave me, when I read that, I don't even remember reading it. I have a little box. Would you guys like to see? I won't show you. Love, can you go get my little sacred box? It's a drawer. I keep it in the drawer. It's in the drawer. That drawer. Yeah. Yeah. So I keep this in my drawer. This has like prayer books. This is the one piece of, for every few years I will re-add things. I've reached my goals, so I just add hopefully a new baby. I just have a little bit of some crystals, some prayers. You can put a Bible verse, whatever. I do have some clove. Clove is a very medicinal, energetic, antibacterial, if you want to get into the physics of it. And I just keep this in my drawer, along with I have a little like prayer book, and I just keep it in there, and I open it up once in a blue moon, and I just add to it. So I think those things, and if you ever feel like you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, or anything is too hard, I want you to stop and say sorry. Sorry to yourself, sorry to that inner child, sorry. Just, I want you to apologize to yourself. Like, I'm sorry that I don't believe in you. You have always been there for me through the darkest of times, and you never abandoned me, and I need to believe in you more. I need to believe that you have my back, and as long as I show up for you, you're going to show up for me. Same with your prayers, same with that little child inside, okay? I hope this kind of like, I'm living proof. I don't want you to read it, but if you read it, this was like, the date is on there.
Oh, it's here? That
Yeah,
paper?
it's one paper, but I don't want you to read it because it's sacred
What?
to me.
I want to say something right now.
Yeah.
You think there's any, like...
No, because I think I might get a little embarrassed, like some of the things on there. I even get down to like the nitty gritty. Like, I like to look better. I like thicker hair. It's your page. You can put whatever you want on there. And then you just start to realize, okay, if I want better hair, I need to eat better. I need to take better, but everything starts with energy, and energy comes from the food you eat, the people you surround yourself, the minerals that you take, getting the sunlight. If we were to do a graft from our childhood to adulthood, you would start to see that the time we spend outside in nature, you would see that graph basically as kids up, and then eventually that graph just goes down, 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 down. So you're not the only one. Those minor prayers are a big deal. Yeah. So we need to get back to nature. And I know, Grand Rising, good morning. And I know I too worked in front of a cubicle computer. I hated it, but I just, when I was living in DC, my whole, yeah.
You're working from home.
But I still had to be in front for 7-8 hours. Yeah, but still, try to take breaks, get outside, get on the grass, or park your car, like we said, as far as you can. You're going to Costco, park it as far as you can. You see the elevator, take the steps. Just different ways. And if you have a backyard, please take advantage of it. Get outside on the porch, the backyard. Expose yourself to every day. Be grateful. It's these little things that count. And then, of course, I think the other things just kind of, they're little habits. It's called the 10%. Today you did 10%. You can start to pile on those little 10% habits. What about in winter, red light therapy? Red therapy is great. If you live in anywhere like the upper northwest where you don't get a lot of sunlight, I would suggest investing in a good sun lamp, just because we are light beings, and being waking up to gray, gloomy sky can get depressing. So you would just turn on the sun lamp for your bedroom, so it seems like the sun is shining through. But definitely a red light. I've had a red light. I bought one 12 years ago, before it was even a thing, or maybe it was 14 years ago. Like, I knew about the benefits of red light way back before it became a thing. And back then it was super expensive. I think I paid like $1,500. I saved up for months. I sold one of my Chanel bags because I was like, I want this red light. And I still have it, and I use it in the sauna. So red light is amazing. You can shine it on your thyroid. You can shine it on your, if you're trying to get pregnant. I'm not registered. I'm not in the U.S. right now, so I can't vote, my dear. Or can people who are not in the U.S. vote?
You can mail it, but it's just that
You can mail it?
That boat has sailed.
I try to always support small businesses. So I have a company. They're based out of Ohio, and he's awesome. He's amazing. But if you want to later, they took down my Gram account. So if you guys go give the new one, I'm starting from the ground up, some love. It's also Abi Energy. When we're done, you can reach out on there. I can't say the word DEE because they censor, but if you reach out there, there's any guides you want. I'm very active there. Have you done PRP on the face? I have. The last time I did it was 7 months ago. It really helped. I had melasma, and after I had a baby, my skin I was breastfeeding, and it's amazing. If you can afford to do it, I would just say make sure that you have good blood quality. And ways to know is, if you have runny stools, IBS, or constipation, most likely your blood quality won't be that great. So you'd want to get your gut under control, because your blood is filtered through the liver. So I just try to eat super clean that week. I take my Shilajit daily. I try to eat a lot of cooked vegetables, do a lot of jello rich in amino acids, so the blood they're taking is the best quality. Eggs good for hormonal problems. So your eggs are only, if you answered red light, where to buy it was glitching. I have a company, I believe they're called the Midwestern Light Company. I had a code. Can you check?
It's on our website.
It's on our website. It's on our website. The company.
My Amazon picks.
No, not the Midwestern Light Company. They're not.
The lights are. Oh yeah.
They're not. If you just reach me on the gram, do you have? We can't say the name. Do you have IG? You can hopefully reach out there, and I will send you the link with the code. Eggs good for hormonal problems. Eggs are only as good as the eggs are raised. Are they out grazing, pasture? What are they being fed? Are they being fed corn? So I know it's hard because those eggs, the good quality ones, are like $13-14. I'm trying to think. Yeah, your eggs are as good as I'm gonna take that much because I'm used to it and I'm fine. And I don't have any water. Let me go get some water. 1 second. This is my fiber water that you just get from the grocery store. Apple Pectin. Apple Pectin. It's really thick. It's wonderful. That's just pure fiber. $5.99 at the grocery store. I think it would be in the baking aisle, but it's just apple pectin, and I try to drink that. Look at that. If you have that 20 minutes before, if you're trying to lose weight and you have some of this 20 minutes before your meals and take a little bit of Shilajit daily, you're gonna see like inflammation just come down. So it's a little thick, but that's great. I started taking it every day. Should one take Shilajit or sea moss? So they're both, Princess, just like anything. I want you to understand these industries, when they get really, really big, a lot of sketchiness happens. Same with Shilajit, same with sea moss. Shilajit will you have grade C quality that is not pure and it's diluted with sea moss. They have these sea moss farms with microplastic nets. That plastic pollutes our ocean. It gets into the sea moss. But I always say it's better than nothing. It's better, either is better than nothing. If you're asking me which one's better, I think that Shilajit is a little more superior because it houses the fulvic and humic acid, which are carbon compounds that encase nutrients in the soil. They encase the nutrients, and does third, yeah, they are wonderful. I love Thorn. We also do third party lab testing. One was on the FDA list when we registered with them. Not that's a big deal, but maybe. So they encase the elements from the ground and give it to the plants. And in our body, they encase it and give it to the plants. Now, if you have sea moss, finish what you have. It's always better than nothing. But if you're asking me which one's superior, more bang for your buck, I would say it's Shilajit.
Here's the report.
So ours are third-party lab tested. We've done 2 different labs, and we have 0 heavy metals. So there's
Wait,
arsenic.
wait. Yeah.
If you see arsenic, lead, cadmium, not detected. No, I don't have to do that. Not detected, not detected, detected. Arsenic, lead, cadmium, not detected, not detected, not detected. I don't have this up on my website because companies will take it and use it as their own. So yeah, I don't have it up on my website. And then also, yeah, so that is what apple pectin looks like. So if you just 2 easy hacks to get fiber and minerals into your diet would be Shilajit, and then go to the store and get apple pectin. Have you heard of Black Lotus brand? Don't know much about them, Courtney. I have heard of them. I don't know what grade quality they are, but I have heard of them. Is the fulvic and humic acid in Shilajit bad for people? No, quite opposite. It's bad for people. The Shilajit has a lot of iron, so it's not good for people with sickle cell anemia or thalassemia anemia. But with autoimmune, you need your mitochondria helping power it, energy in, energy out. Autoimmune just means body attacking itself based on where it could be your joints are inflamed, arthritis, your pancreas inflamed, diabetes, your thyroid's inflamed, Hashimoto's. Based on where you have the inflammation, some people all over, some people it's like more prominent in other organs than others. And mold again, and just got DX with heart enlargement. How is there any way you can leave the mold? I know that might be a dumb question because I know sometimes we can't, but is there any way you can leave the mold? Because that is very, the only reason I'm saying is mold is a fungi, right? We breathe it in, we breathe the spores, they get into our lungs, and everybody reacts differently. I lived in mold. I didn't have any symptoms for a year, and then the last year I just sinus, complete bloating. It just my body went haywire. Thankfully, I didn't go full blown autoimmune, but I did things while I was living in mold because I came because I was homeless and sick. So, is it your home, my dear? Because if it's your home and you can't get out, we can try to control the environment a little bit. We can try to stop the mold, the source. So you have to understand, is there a leak? Is it coming from the ceiling? Is it coming from a pipe? The leakage that keeps the moisture, that keeps feeding the mold. You would want to get a dehumidifier. I don't know if you're in Florida. You need to keep the humidity level around 30 to 50. Anything above 50, or I would even say 40, that moisture, that humidity is going to allow the mold. And they basically, when you start seeing the blackness, it's the colonies that they create to get stronger, because they're like a living organism. They want to thrive, and that's what they do. Can we give this to our autistic children? Children, not really, because their endocrine system, their hormonal system is not fully developed. But I have a little guide on the gram for children. One of the easy hacks you can do is go to the grocery store and get arrowroot powder. It's going to be a white powder. They use it for thickening soups. In third world countries, they use that for developing countries. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. They use it, mothers who can't afford formula, they use that instead, and it helps their babies grow. So we know that it has the nutrients in there. It's a root vegetable from South America, and you can just sprinkle it onto their food. They won't see it, they won't taste it. It's a little powdery, so you might have to mix it in. No, it's an AC vac. They replaced the molding, but didn't take the old unit out. So don't turn on the AC. No matter what you do, do not turn on the AC. Are you able to not turn on the AC? What did you take for mold infection? I'm doing it right now. I'm basically taking Apple Pectin every day, which is a cheap fiber that you get from the grocery store, made from apples. I get in the sauna, and I take Shilajit, and it's just about binding to, in the gut, the apple pectin will bind, the Shilajit will have the fulvic and humic acid, and sweat it out, and just, it's like an onion. You just got to peel back those layers. Just reordered more ZOR. It is the best. Thank you, Lisa. Can you please share? Let me just take a picture. Can you please share how you're feeling on it? Arrowroot, like an arrow, and root powder. I believe, again, you can get it from any, it would be in the baking aisle, Yes, they put a new wall unit in, but old unit is still here, and I feel I'm reacting to it terribly. So is it like central? You don't, so there's a few things you can do. Are you able to clean it out? Because you can actually get yourself a power washer, add water and some hydrogen peroxide, and try to clean it out, or not turn it on, because we don't want those spores coming in. But that is one way you can try to clean it. Apple pectin is it's a fiber. I believe you can get it at any grocery store. It may, I don't know. I'm sure you can get it online. I don't know of a brand. Always look for organic. If you went to the grocery store, it may be in the baking aisle, because sometimes they use it to make they make desserts with it. I don't know, but it's awesome. You just, here it is. It's kind of thick. And you can drink it 20 minutes before your meal, but it's a great way to get fiber into your diet. Quick and easy. My only tip is it kind of tastes weird. So you would want to just add maybe some vitamin C powder, apple powder, cranberry powder, just to make it taste a little bit better. For me, I added NAC powder. You feel, so what we had was, we had a private WhatsApp channel and a private group within the channel, because the channel is also monitored. So we will have a private group, and there we can talk about all the protocols for every, the T word, the C word, and we can just kind of be a little more transparent. Hi, Abby, what do you recommend to stop food cravings? So what are you craving, my dear, and when are you craving it? I want to understand, what are you craving and when are you craving it? And tell me a little bit about what you eat in the morning. So that is very important to understand. If you woke up having, okay, one thing, carbs and sugar. Is it an all day long thing, Izzy? All day long you're craving carbs and sugar. One thing you never ever want to do, if you haven't had a good night's sleep, I am never going to be anti carbs, I believe a balanced diet is key. Izzy, I want you to go into the mirror and check your tongue. Do you have a thick white coating on your tongue? I want you to check your tongue and see if you have a white coating on your tongue. But if you haven't had a good night's sleep, if you have not had a good night's sleep, you should not have carbs the next day that much. Why did I just say that? Because your body and your metabolism is going to be super slow. Your sleep is where your body regenerates. So if you didn't sleep, your metabolism is just going to be a little off. And maybe that's the day you just have a little bit of vegetable soup with some beans, okay? That is very important to know because your body didn't get the energy to rejuvenate, so it's going to store some of that excess energy, sugar, in the fat cells, and you don't want that. You didn't know about, I asked 3 times. I'm sorry, my dear, I didn't see it. They might be censoring, that, which they're doing a lot, Radha. They're doing that a lot. So please ask it again. They are doing that a lot. So just understand it's not, no white coating. So if you're craving sugar, other signs, you don't think you have candida, right? You don't have a fungal overgrowth. Like, do you get sinus issues? Do you get UTIs? Do you get rashes when you eat food? Do you have toenail fungus? Do you have fungus on your scalp? Let me just I just need to, no, but that's why we created it. That's why, you just have to pivot in life. You just have to pivot. I loved my, I love this app, but I really loved my old community on the gram because they were very involved. They were very engaging in the videos. They were very involved in my messages. Uh, I had that account before I had this account. I loved it. I had the follower count doesn't matter, but it was a lot. But more importantly, it was years of relationships with people going back 7 years. Our messages. And so when that was taken away from me, it was like really a shock. Like, oh my, what did I do? And it was something so dumb and bizarre. But then I was like, everything's happening for my highest good, and that means I have to pivot and start from ground one. That's fine. But then I just have to find. That's why I was like, let's create this WhatsApp group. That way, we can have a private group and be transparent because it's just gonna get worse. The food quality is just gonna get worse. It will get better, but it will always get worse before it gets better. And I'm not like a negative Nelly. I'm not a negative Nelly, but next year is I just have a feeling it's going to be a roller coaster ride. And I know that feels like so crazy, but it will get worse before it gets better. Probably in our kids' lifetime. These structures of old government paradigms, they might all eventually fall, but sometimes destruction has to happen before it falls, and the destruction does affect everybody. That is why it's important now more than ever to connect to yourself, to God, to your family, because that is what matters. Everything else is noise. Everything else is noise. You just need to learn to tune it out. I barely ever watch the news anymore, ever. It's not there to enlighten me. It's not there to. Yeah, they are definitely doing that. Health, wellness content is being suppressed for sure. But I'm gonna create the private channel, and yeah, you just have to pivot. It is what it is. I know doctors myself who mysteriously go away. Forget about being put in prison. Mysteriously are no longer with us. Not even the prison part. And I know a lot of things that I've been taught. I just never really talk about them on here. I would be gone in a heartbeat. Um, but then again, I'm 43. My mother has thyroid. My father's diabetic. My sister has Hashimoto's. My brother's bipolar. My other brother has schizophrenia. Why didn't I get that? Why didn't I get? I was definitely on the way to getting those things because I believe you can your epigenetics, you can change your environment is what pulls the trigger. Yes, you might have all those things in your family gene: diabetes, Hashimoto's, thyroid, mental illness, but it's the environment that pulls the trigger. It's your food, it's your thoughts. My mother loves to be a victim. She love victimhood mentality. Me, why me? I'm this way because of you guys. It's freezing like crazy. Is it still freezing? Altaf, can you help me? Is it freezing? Is it freezing? Yes or no? Is it freezing? You can see me fine? So one of the worst things you can do is be a victim. Victimhood mentality. Mold makes me very depressed. My lung. I definitely get it. I never used to resonate because I never lived in mold until last year. And trust me, it did a number on me. And I'm still recovering. I'm not 100%. So I would say is those things you can do for now is try to clean out the source as much as you can. Try to get an ozone machine, open your windows, get yourself a dehumidifier, air filter. Those were all the 5 things I had to do. I would get in the sauna every day. I would take Shilajit to bind to some of uh, the those myotoxins. I would take Apple Pectin, the fiber to help me, you know, number 2 it out. And all I did was pray for a better home. And we did end up selling the home. We told the people that there was mold. They bought the home to knock it down and rebuild it. I want to be very transparent. I was like, we're moving out of here because there's mold. They didn't care because they're gonna, I think they were like, they bought it for to reconstruct it. I don't know. But yeah, it's hard. It was really one of the toughest times I ever went through. You wake up and you just feel like a zombie. It's the beauty you see in me is the same beauty that radiates from you. You're not a victim. You are just in a chapter. It's not an easy chapter, but you'll get through this. You will get through this. Just try to take those steps to be proactive and get ahead of this fungi. Do not let it bring you down. It will try to bring you down, but you need to be a few steps ahead of it until you can leave that home. Okay? Um, yeah, being a victim in any possible way just holds you back, holds you back. Um, and that takes time to change. So you might have a fear. Sometimes when I'm not, now I don't know, but there's energetic patterns. When you fear something, you are on the same vibrational length as that, and you just doing sound and getting. So hopefully the next home you have thoroughly tested. But why does it keep happening to you? You have to understand, like, why does the universe keep giving you this experience over and over? For me, it used to be relationships with people that really didn't care about me. Like, yes, they loved me, but they never embraced the true me because they would always try to mold me into something that I was not. And that started from my childhood. You should be this way, you should be that way, you should dress like this, you should be more like this person, you should. And then eventually you're like, am I not good enough? So I had to accept myself. And for you, you just have to accept that you are stronger than this mold, but you have to be a little bit more proactive. In the meantime, try to do the things I said: ozone, air filter, get yourself a steam wash. Try to, the best thing, never ever use bleach on mold, either vinegar or camping is great. Camping is wonderful. If you can live outdoors and camp, that is one of the best things you can do for your body. One day when we have our retreat, we will be forced, well, the retreat, we're going to be having to sleep outside. I want you guys to sleep outside so you can connect to nature. We will have beds outside, or we'll be camping and grounding and sleeping on the ground in our camp beds. When we have, so my father does have a farm. I don't know where the retreat's going to be. We're going to see. Just please try to get outside in camp and see, little by little, you will gain your strength back. What I did when we moved out of mold in June, I went straight to the mountains where we get our Shilajit, and I lived up in the mountains. I had no internet reception. I didn't care. And every day I would lay out on the grass for an hour, just like this, and put a towel over my head because I didn't want to get sunlight. And I would just lay there and just breathe and connect to the earth. And I would tell my body, you're getting healthier. And it was one of the best things I could do. I did that for 3 months. I just connected to nature. And just took in that fresh air. I'm so grateful that I was able to do that for myself. My son is watching Mr. Bean. He likes Mr. Bean, which is fine by me. I think it's Mr. Bean is like a good kid-friendly show. I'm not like one of those moms like, you can't watch TV. I think balance in life is key. But we're going to say a quick prayer, and then we're going to go. I'm going to go. Anybody on here, newbies to Shilajit, please let me know if you have any questions. Welcome to the community. Pretty soon you're going to get an email. Thank you. And if you guys could go after the words, give my new Gram, when I mean Gram, the other platform, some love. You can just type in Abi Energy and then .22. I should come up. I'm starting from ground zero, and it would be very... I post a lot of things that I don't post on this platform because, believe it or not, they're a little more lenient on that platform. But my other account was taken down. Hopefully, by the grace of God, I do get it back. I do have a feeling I may, but I may not, and I just have to move on. But if you guys could give that other account some support and love, it would mean the world to me. Hi, Carla. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. I've known Carla for a while. And one of you guys want to know the PRP, if I'm doing it for my fertility treatment. I am. I see the doctor on the 14th. So we will be doing... I have to go under general anesthesia because she explained to me that they go in with a big needle. But that's fine. I'm going to be doing stem cell therapy for my ovaries, and hopefully I have one more baby and I'm done. I think 2 is good. You have 2 hands, 2 kids. So we'll see. I have my appointment November 14th. Maybe I'll be pregnant by then, maybe not. I think it's not that expensive as it would be in the US. It's still a little pricey, but not as pricey. And we'll see what happens. But we are going to say a quick prayer. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Just go.
Oh, no, thank
Okay.
you. Oh, okay, you can't eat on live. You can't eat on live because that's one of the new rules. I think because of those weird mukbang videos they used to make. So you can't eat or drink anymore either, or you get like a strike. Because people would make those weird like eating videos. It's like, um, I don't know. People like to watch other people eat. I don't know if it's a fetish thing. I think it's weird. It doesn't bother me, but I don't watch people eat. um, okay, we're gonna say a quick prayer. If you have any questions for Shilajit, please let them in now. And before we do, let me know what you guys are trying to manifest into your life. And I want to try to make space for everything that we're trying to call in and everything we're trying to push out. Let me know right now, what are you trying to call into your life and make space for? And what are we trying to remove? I'm trying to remove the fear of trying to be in control of everything. You can't be in control. I'm trying to learn to just go with the flow of life. I'm trying to understand that things happen when the timing is correct, and you have to learn patience. And everything is a journey, and patience is virtue. That is what I'm trying to learn and call in. I'm calling out my doubt in myself. I'm calling out, sometimes I get short tempered with my loved ones, and I have to understand that I love them and I need to not get snappy with them. I'm not, because I'm on hormones right now to get pregnant and they're really messing with me, but I hate when that happens. I'm trying to remove panic attacks and anxiety every single day. So you want to have tools in your toolbox. Tapping is wonderful, deep breath, but also look into mushrooms, the powder. They're adaptogenic mushrooms. There's a company that does all four powders and they're called Real Mushrooms. Look up Real Mushroom Powder. They're based out of Canada. I'm not affiliated with them. I've just bought it before. It doesn't taste the greatest. Is it bad connection? Is it better now?
It's good, love. You're good.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
Was it bad before?
No, it's fine.
So you want to look into mushroom, get some sunlight, and do breath work. Maybe look into Qigong for anxiety. Qigong, where you go outside and just bring in more the qi and push out. Bring in qi and push out the bad. Just, it doesn't have to be 20 minutes. You can even start with 5 minutes and then build your way up. That is really important to do. Okay. Can I buy from Amazon? I don't know. I would not. I don't know if it's going to be legit, and you don't want to mess with that because and it wasn't the real deal. This company is just called Real Mushrooms. They're based out of Canada. I'm not affiliated with them. I can go. Do you want me to go check? How do you take the mushroom? On the package, it just says to add it to warm water. It tastes, I'm going to give you a heads up, it tastes disgusting. Anything that's good for you never tastes good. What I used to do is just add a little bit of coconut powder to it. Let me see if, I just don't want to walk around and lose the reception, but let me or check the name of it. Oh my gosh. Is that Mr. Bean? Okay. Let me check. I believe it's right here. Oh, here it is. Real mushrooms, real mushrooms, real mushrooms, pure organic, 5 defenders, immune strength. Real mushrooms, real mushrooms. So that is, and grounding, remember, no phone in the morning, connecting to the earth, taking a few minutes to be grateful for another day, maybe some breath work, amazing, and take your Shilajit. That will definitely help with your energy. The more energy you have, the more you can process your thoughts. The more you process your thoughts, you make better choices. Better choices lead to better energy, and it's just the whole trifecta. Connect to nature. connect to the sun, less phone in the morning, get more steps. If that means parking your car further away, those mushroom powders are great. I'm not affiliated with them, but they're wonderful, adaptogenic. And then taking a little bit of Shilajit, at least you're giving your body a better chance than 99% of the people out there who are walking around like a zombie, filling up on caffeine, stimulants, caffeine all day long. Thank you, Genevieve. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You look like Kat. Who's Kat? Have you ever heard of Claudia Silver? And so, yeah. So Courtney, I have it in my medicine cabinet. These are things that I have, and I treat them as antibiotics. So you can use it sometimes in your eye. Sometimes when your eye's irritated, I have these things. I treat them as medicine. This is not something you'd want to take every day. You have a sore throat, you take it. You have a sickness, you take it. I have it right now I actually have a sore throat as we speak. I picked up something for my son. It's not really mounting deeper, but it's just kind of lingered there. I should have gargled with salt water. But yeah, it's great to have in your medicine cabinet. Which one can I get? So, menopause and coughing problem. What supplements can I use? I have acne prone skin. So Deba, for acne, you want to look into a niacinamide serum. That would be great. You can look into doing an Epsom salt mask. So you would just take some Epsom salt, add a little bit of water, put it on your skin. That will kind of get rid of Epsom salt as antibacterial, and that will be a gentle mask. You can do that 2 or 3 times a week, but we really want to target the inside. I don't know your diet, of course. I don't know you. I don't know what you're eating. Maybe you're eating a lot of wheat and your body doesn't resonate with wheat. Maybe you're having too much dairy. Maybe there's not enough fiber. I don't know what's going on. But Shilajit, would you like me to talk about it? This is your live. I don't want to bore you with. This is my company. I don't. Other things I don't know of brands. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So I want to first I'm going to explain why we take Shilajit. And anybody here taking ZOR, if you guys could just be really transparent, tell me everything you're feeling, the good, the bad, the ugly, if you're feeling anything, if you're not. So we take Shilajit because, right, Debbie, we're supposed to eat our fruits, our vegetables. We know that minerals are important. We go to the store, we see supplements being sold at us: calcium, magnesium, iron, phosphorus, silicon. So all of these elements, it's on our website, and that would be, I can't say certain words. There's new keywords you can't say on here, but it's www.abienergy22.com. But basically, we know that these nutrients are good for us, and we're supposed to get them through our food. If we were growing our own food, and if we were living connected to nature and growing our own food and getting our eggs from the cattle and blah blah blah, the farm, we wouldn't have to take all these supplements. But in today's world, the soil is not being nourished. We have about 80% lacking of nutrients. There was a doctor back in 1965 when they started introducing these new farming practices, that said, if you continue this, the soil will deplete. And he wrote, this disease would happen, this would disease, and it was Senate document 268, I believe. I would have to look that up. You can go look it up. Well, was it Senate document 268? That Senate document, was it document 268? The one the doctor wrote to the Senate about the new farming practices. So we eat our fruits and vegetables to get our minerals. I've been trying to get my hands on, but I don't know which one to get. So Deba, there's different, just like anything, when something becomes popular, it becomes, the quality becomes a little degraded. There's different grade levels. There's grade A, grade B, grade C. I've been selling my shoe 7 years before it was a thing. I've been taking it for 10 years. We are grade A. What does that mean? The higher the grade, the higher up on the mountaintop it comes. So there's zero heavy metals. There's more pure oxygen and sunlight filtering it out. Most of what you see on the market is grade C, so there will be poop and a little bit of heavy metals. The poop comes from the shepherds that take their goats and sheep out that live in the mountaintops. The other thing that you will see is if you see like people selling it, it's like caramel, like when they go like this and it's just like the caramel form, that is heavily, heavily diluted. This is what ZOR looks like. It's 55 servings. If you are on a budget and you needed it to last longer and make it into 100 servings, you could certainly do that, and I will show you how. So ours, it comes in a pure resin. Let me take it out of this bag. Okay, so you see how it's like not diluted down. Now, if you are on a budget, all you would do is cut this in half, add it to a little cosmetic jar that you always save your glass jars. One day we won't have glass, so always try to save your glass jars. They come in handy for storing foods, and then you could add a tablespoon or two of water and you would get that diluted stuff down, and you could have 100 servings and make it last 6, 7, 8, 9 months if you wanted to. It's not going to be as potent, but it will be good. Anybody here taking ZOR Shilajit? Could you guys please chime in? Here are our heavy metals, our third-party lab tested. We've been lab tested by 2 different labs. One was on the FDA list because we ship to the US and we got FDA clearance, so we had to pick one of their labs. But if you can see, arsenic, lead, cadmium, not detected, not detected, not detected. This is not the original copy. Obviously, I this is alpha toxins. Some are not detected, and we're below what is considered safe. We're way, way below. We do ship worldwide. We have lots of customers in the UK, Canada, all the time. The link will always be, I can't say certain words. They're not allowed. I can get but it will be under where you see, if you click out of here, it will be on the website, and the website is always underneath the person's little introduction on their homepage. I got, you just were frozen too. Am I freezing? Love, am I freezing?
No, love, you're fine.
Am I freezing? Just for the, you were frozen just for the page. Am I better now? Am I better now, Sophia? Am I better now? Not now. They're saying, a lot of people saying it's freezing. Can you come take a look? Love, close the door. You have to be careful because downstairs they're sleeping, okay? Yeah, and your car makes a lot of noise. Yes, your car. It's not freezing. Anybody here taking our Shilajit? Could you guys please chime in? So can you explain how to consume it? Yeah, I'm not going to take any. I just took mine for the day. But basically, when you get it, you'd want to start with a rice grain amount. It's very powerful, so you could take it. You can add it to your beverage of choice. No, it's not liquid form. You can roll it and take it like a pill, or you can just add it to your beverage of choice and it will dissolve. Just know that if you put it into your coffee, it will enhance the caffeine effects, the fulvic and humic acid. Do you have to store it in the fridge? No, you do not have to store it in the fridge, Jill. But you can if you want to just have it a little harder. Depends if you have your, you want it kind of room temperature or a little bit colder. Jill, are you taking ZOR? Are you taking ZOR? Are you taking ZOR? And how long have you been taking it? Are you feeling anything yet? I love it. Yay, that's awesome. What are you feeling on it, Jill? What are you feeling on it? If you can share with us more energy, that is great. That is great. And it only gets better. And then you will hit an area in your life, Jill, where you do not need to take it every day. You started building those elements, you got them back into your body, those vital minerals. You don't have to take it every day. You will know. You will only take it maybe 3 times a week just to fill in the gaps where your food supply is not. But you'll know when you get to that point. I got to that point and I wasn't taking it every day. I'm back to taking it every day because I'm trying to get pregnant and I just need like a big boost coming in to like boost up my ovaries at 43. But you will get to a point where you don't like, you just have consistent energy. And do you find yourself not having to rely on coffee? I used to be a huge coffee drinker, and I drink coffee not every day, but I drink it because I enjoy it. I do enjoy the ritual of coffee. I think it's something that I enjoy, but I don't rely on coffee. Do you find that you are relying less on caffeine or maybe stimulants at all? Is it freezing? Is it freezing? Yes, I agree. No coffee. That is awesome. Courtney, I don't think it's bad. I think they're a decent company. I know their prices, I believe they might be grade A. I know they're a little more pricier than us. When it says made in the USA, so in the USA that you can source Shilajit, and that would be from the Rocky and the Utah mountains. But I believe there's laws and regulations in the US. You can't just send men up there. So maybe it was packaged in the US, but you would have to understand like where is it really coming from? What is a milligram in your Shilajit? Ours is 25 grams. 25 grams of pure undiluted Shilajit. But if you wanted to dilute it down and make it last longer, because we don't dilute it, you could take this, add it to a glass jar, like a little cosmetic jar, put a tablespoon or two of water, and you'd get that diluted caramel form. You can't roll it into a ball, but you could just take it with your spoon or add it to your coffee. I just like to roll it into a ball, take it like a pill. It's really strong, it's really potent. That is a lot. You would never ever want to take more than that. You never want to start with that much. I'm used to it. I've had the detox effects. It's out of me. The first 3 months, it would come and go. I don't have that anymore. But yeah, I do it the same way. That is awesome. So Jill, watch out for an email. All our customers, I definitely will be getting yours next. I had no idea. This is my first time taking Shilajit. You know, Courtney, you're taking it, and that's what matters, and that's great. I do know Black Lotus. I believe they're a great company. I think they are a little pricey, but that's probably because they have to go through a lot of middleman, and I get it. Shilajit is expensive. I don't have to go through middleman. I'm very blessed. I actually moved close to the Himalayas. I'm not in the US right now, and my husband has direct contact. So these mountains, they're controlled by tribal men, like Native Americans. Their ancestors lived on these mountains. They know the routes of these mountains. They're very tribal people. When I say tribal, they are tribal people. So he used to go to college with a guy from those tribes, and he put us in contact with the tribal men, and from there we just built a relationship. Does it expire? Jonah, it took years. They say hundreds of years to form, so it doesn't expire. But because we're registered with the FDA, we had to put an expiration date, and we chose 3 years. Now, I would say if you live in mold and you haven't used it and it was out at room temperature, maybe not take it. But if you stored it in the fridge, you didn't have mold and you forgot about it and I get back on it, then by all means, it should be safe. So I have a little bit on my hand. I'm just gonna wipe my hand. If you want, I can dissolve it in water for y'all. I was cleaning my hands with that. Yeah, it was expensive. That's why I want to finish it now. But yeah. So finish what you have. Finish what you have. I don't really. I always believe people should finish what they have before they spend more of their money. But we're here for you, Courtney, and everybody. My IG account was taken away. I worked on it for 8 years. It was. Yeah, I'm coming to terms with it, but I'm starting from ground zero. If you guys, when we're done this live, if you could go show it some love and support, it would mean the world to me. I wouldn't be here without you, your love and support, and it would just mean the world. And I believe that the more you put out love and gratitude, the more you're open to receiving. You have to give to receive. You have to give to receive. And anything. And that might be opening the door for a stranger. That might be checking in with a loved one. That might be checking in with a stranger. Some of the best conversations I've ever had in my life were with strangers. Some of the best conversations I were with complete strangers. And I remember once I used to take the bus because I didn't have a car, and I was sitting at this random bus stop, and I had this beautiful conversation with this 80-year-old woman, and and some of the best conversations you have are maybe with people who've been on this earth a little longer than you and have been through it. And in the end, no matter what, you're always going to come out okay. You're always going to come out okay. You might feel like, oh my God, I am in it right now and I don't see any way out of it, but you always do end up coming out okay. That's all I can say. So whatever you're going through, whatever hardship, whatever darkness, whatever fear, whatever doubt, as long as you show up for yourself and as long as you show up for yourself, you nurture yourself with the right foods, the right thoughts, the right people, connecting to nature, connecting to God, everything else will come. Those doors will open. But that relationship first starts with yourself, your inner child, embracing that little person, telling them you apologize for not believing in them, you apologize for not treating them well, you apologize for maybe doubting them, you apologize for putting them through that relationship when you knew at your core it wasn't right, but you just wanted to do it because you felt that, well, if I'm not getting love from that person, then I must not be lovable, when in reality, that love, all that love you need is inside of yourself. It just, yeah. I wish I could go back. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much for, you know what? Yeah, it's a fresh start. Hopefully I do get my other account back because I have a lot of clients and DMs, also my paid clients. I was on there for 8 years, and so our DMs go back 8 years. And sometimes when somebody would reach out to me, I would be like, oh, and then I would go up and I'd scroll. I'd be like, wow, we've been speaking to each other since like 2018. That is so awesome. But yeah, everything will, and I will create a new WhatsApp group, and we will have a private group within that, and that's where we can be fully transparent without any the eyes of the guidelines following you. So that will be, that's good. So it pushed me, yes, I lost that, but it's pushing me into a new direction where I think we can be more transparent, and also I will be having a vlog up because you guys wanted a vlog of my life. I don't know why, but maybe it might help inspire you. My morning routine consists of going outside. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy because I do these weird things outside. I do it every morning. I really don't care if they think I'm crazy. I think they're crazy for being indoors and not getting out and getting some fresh air. If I had a tree in my backyard, which I don't have a backyard right now, I'd definitely be hugging a tree as well. Um, but yeah, I will be having those. Do you guys want those types of vlogs? I think just I do it Sundays because most other days I'm kind of busy, but it would be a Sunday vlog of just not more than 10-15 minutes of how I just try to get up, tidy up, and the first 15 minutes of my day are very important. The first 15 minutes of your day will set the tone for the rest of the day. If you go straight to your phone, then for the rest of the day, you may be scrolling, and that phone will have control of you versus you control of it. So the first 15 minutes are the most crucial. Do not grab your phone. Try to get outside. Have a slow, just slow, open the curtains. Do a little bit of stretching. I promise you those emails will be there. Just listen to the birds maybe chirping. Put on some frequency tones. There's a wonderful YouTube channel called Sapien Energy. Sapien Energy. That message you said earlier. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So put on frequencies, warm up your tea of choice, sit there, just kind of be silent, ask yourself what would make me happy today? What little thing could I do for myself? Maybe that's making a nourishing meal. Maybe that's parking your car a little further so you get those steps in. Maybe it's checking in with a friend. Maybe it's going outside from your desk and having lunch on the grass. Maybe it's going for a walk. Maybe it's taking your Shilajit. I don't know. Maybe it's making love to your partner. Whatever it is, ask yourself, what can I do today to check in with myself? But we're going to say a quick prayer and I have to go. Who you choose to pray with is your beautiful journey. You're right. We're not here to judge. How you choose to pray, we're not here to judge. But when I say God, you can feel free to call in or envision whatever makes you comfortable. I ask God to help make space and allow all the things that are good for my highest good to come in. Every thought, every emotion, every habit, every person, release from my life what is holding me back from my highest good. Whether that be a habit, a fear, a thought, a person, a food, release it from my life now and replace it with the highest form of self-love. I ask you to use me as a vessel of love for myself and for my community, for my family. I ask you to shed light and love on this earth. Replace all the fear, the worry, the anxiety, the anger, the doubt with the highest form of love. Amen. Everything is always working out for my highest good. Everything is always working out for my highest good. I am safe, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm strong. I am safe, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm strong. Amen. I hope that resonated with you. And I do want to start doing some Qigong exercises, just 5-10 minutes. I too don't have a lot of time, but I will try to bring in some just different ways to bring in more energy, get out the old, tapping. This is where, so our energy kind of leaks from here, and our knees are a big one. So maybe if you're super stressed, you sometimes feel like knee pain. Our knees are a big place where a lot of our energy can leak out, especially if we're in fight or flight. So if you ever, for me, it's my feet. My feet tense up. So just kind of not beating them, but just kind of banging it out and doing deep breath work. And sometimes I do this while I'm watching a movie. Another great point is when you have gut issues, this is called SP6, sorry, is 4 points down, okay? And you would go in there and it's gonna be tender and you're just going to start rubbing. You can go like that. You can start rubbing. That is if you have a lot of gut issues. I'm prone to IBS, especially when I'm stressed out or I am in fight or flight and I feel like I'm not in control of my environment. My IBS flares up and it comes back with a vengeance. Okay, my diet doesn't change. It's just that I'm in fight or flight. So I too have to have these tools, these exercises in my toolbox. Thank you. I got my hair cut. I chopped it off. I'm that crazy person that asked the lady to sweep my hair and give it to. I tipped her well because I know that is a crazy request. I was like, could you like give me my hair? I just don't feel comfortable throwing it in the trash because your hair is your energy and and it's a Native American belief, and I too believe. My grandmother was a healer, and she taught me like, you want to either bury, these are parts of you, so you don't want to throw it in the trash. Rats are in the trash. It's a low vibrational place. You wouldn't do that to you when you pass on. So you want to try to like. Some people burn it. Some people bury it. Sometimes I bury it. You can release it back into nature. So same with nails and hair. Nails and hair. Yeah, I have a little bag. Do you guys want to see my hair bag? So every few months it fills up, like every 8 or 9 months, or go outside and I either burn it. But this is my hair. I keep it in this bag. This was what I trimmed. And this is just like the little hair balls that I lose, that I kind of collect. And I do that for my son too. And you can bury it, but you just don't want to keep it in the trash. It's a low vibrational place. That's your DNA. That's your energetic imprint. Scalar energy. Everything has an energy. Walking into a church, so geometric. The cross. That's scalar energy. The tree is an antenna from the stars, the moon. They take that energy, they bring it down to the ground. You connect your feet to the ground. You now get that energy. Everything has an energetic imprint. So some people do also do the pad thing. I don't. I think that's taking it a little too far. But I do know people who do that. But so you can like put it all collected. Yeah, I don't. But I do know people who do that. I do. Actually, my sister-in-law does it. If you're on here, that's why I don't like to wear mascara, because it starts to like come down and then you just kind of look a little off with the makeup. All right. Not I don't use I make my own pads because they're unscented, and that I throw in the trash. That I think it's like gross. That I throw in the trash. But I make my own pads. I've been doing it for many years. A, it saves you money because those things are super expensive and they're heavily taxed. Heavily taxed, so unfair. And B, there's no fragrance. So what I do is I buy the rolled cotton and a gauze, and I basically cut the cotton. And how do I make my own? I can show you. Do you want to see how I make my own pad? Unfortunately don't bleed as much as I used to. I hope I still have my period for the next 15 years. I don't want to go, losing your period is kind of like not fun. There's not fun side effects. Are you working out? Are you walking? Are you building muscle? Vitamin D, you still need vitamin K2, which you can get from natto, Natto. That's a fermented soybean powder. It's amazing. That will have vitamin K2 as well. And if you have a lot of tartar, so I'm just going to show you how I make my pads. So I take this cotton that I buy, I rip it, and then I roll it in this. I cut this, and then I roll it, and I just make a pad. And I learned this from the hospital after I gave birth to my son. So I thought it was genius. Before that, I used to use, okay, we're getting a little TMI. I used to use old t-shirts that I would wash. So I thought it was good for the environment. It was fine. I would do that, an old t-shirt that I would cut up in cotton, and I would do that. Okay. But I'm also anemic. I don't know your diet. I don't know what supplements you are, but look into natto, N-A-T-T-O. Look into taking beef liver. That is important. Beef liver would be helpful. Always, whenever you're taking iron, whether it be Shilajit or an iron supplement, you need vitamin C. Those acids will help the iron break down so it can better get into your cells. Beef liver is a great way of getting iron and copper, which you need together, copper and iron. So if if you don't like eating beef liver, you can buy beef liver powder, or you can make your own powder. You can get a beef liver dehydrator, or just a dehydrator, put the beef liver in there. Then when it dehydrates, you can turn it into a fine powder and then drink it that way, or you can just buy the powder. There are companies who sell the powder. Okay. All right. I am getting a little winded. Thank you so much for being here. And if you guys could all go show my new gram account some love and support, it would mean the world to me. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, inviting me into your home, into your phones. And take care. Amen. Bye. Bye.